Hey, welcome Gemini. Robin here with AriesFireTarot. What's up and how's it going? So it's time for November mid-month tarot card readings, and I'll explain this to you guys, any first timers, because I use the same spread and deck for the mid-month. So I have the Starman tarot card deck, and it came with a companion book, and I pulled this reading out of it. It is called the Starguide. So really cool deck inspired by David Bowie, and he's going to appear in some of the artwork. So brace yourself for a pretty, these can be really deep readings. I guess it's just because of the connection to David Bowie, and I don't know what it is. I feel guided to clear out the deck. But anyway, guys, welcome here to your general reading, and keep in mind this is for general, or for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any cross watchers. So I'm going to look at the present situation, which is available for the sign of Gemini at the time I do the reading. All right, so present situation. Let me do a deck cut here. So Four of Pentacles here. This is like really being nervous and probably about money and worried that things are not going to be okay. Sort of not feeling connected to the divine source of abundance. I'm going to try and get myself a little bit more comfortable here. You know, Four of Pentacles is a very awkward energy, and I'm getting a vibe here that you guys could feel very disassociated from the decisions that are being made in your life right now. Really strange. It's like somebody came in and started making all your decisions for you, and you might not be a huge fan of the decisions that they're making, but for some reason you're not doing anything about it either. Maybe it's because you're like shell-shocked to a certain degree. Let's see why this was happening. So the next card is the cause of conflict. All right, so we have the Hanged Man here, and the Hanged Man, it talks about requiring a change in perspective. This is really interesting. I'm getting that actual feeling of sort of confusion mixed with annoyance. You know, maybe somebody's trying to help you out, but you don't think that they're helping. You might think that they're being very controlling and stepping over the line. Let's keep pulling cards here, because I feel like some of you could feel like you're just banging your head against the wall and like you're speaking for no reason, you know, or you're just being taken advantage of, or somebody is steamrolling you. So let's see any changes needed in order to face this challenge, because it can almost feel like you've been dethroned to a certain degree, you know, especially as an adult, when somebody comes in and starts making changes and you're like, I didn't ask for that to happen in my house. So you could be, you could have some sort of house guest, you know, you could have like your parents or a new roommate. Some of you could have a new pet in the home. So there's some really awkward transition going on here where you're kind of like, well, that's not how we do things around here, and I don't really appreciate it. So with that Hanged Man and that change of perspective, it's asking like, how would you feel in that situation, especially if you have a voiceless companion that just moved into your home. So let's see any changes needed in order to face these challenges. You have the King of Swords, which I really like appreciate this card right now, because it's asking you to leave emotion out of the situation and just look at the cold hard facts, which can really help you to sort of assimilate in changes. And this might be outside your home too. You could have a new boss, you know what I mean? You could start dating somebody new and all of a sudden they've got opinions about everything that you're doing, you know, the clothes you wear and I don't know, just your style or whatever, how you spend your money. And people could come off as being really overpowering and rude. And this is where you're being asked to sort of practice the art of detachment and then turn around and look if it was the other way. You know, what if you were that house guest? Or, you know, there's something more to be considered here. You're definitely being asked to leave emotion out of the situation. And, you know, if you did just recently adopt a pet, you know, basically the rule of thumb is it takes about 3 months for your pet to really fit in very well, especially if you adopted a rescue animal, you know, because you have to kind of consider what they've been through. And then that advice is being given to me to share for everything else. You know, you have to consider what other people have been through and where is this position that they're coming from, or why do people think that they can change the way you think, feel, act, dress, you know? And if you're having your parents stay in your house, you probably don't need to have to ask any questions at all, but you do need to leave emotion out of it so that you won't, you know, end up getting in a toe-to-toe screaming match with your mom, because that's never cool. So let's look at your strengths here, Gemini. Can I read? Okay, so this is the alien. So this is absolutely hysterical. This is being able to go in and observe yourself and then come out the other side with a better understanding. So you are being asked here with the cards to sort of put down your own feelings about a certain situation and literally live a day or walk that mile in other people's shoes. And I think that's such a great saying. You know, you need to walk a mile in other people's shoes so you can really comprehend where they're coming from. So the alien is similar to the hermit, okay? So the only difference is the alien comes out from that introspection. So this probably won't take you long. You know, if you're having a situation where you just don't understand, like, why is that person being such a nag? You know, if you don't understand where somebody's coming through, this is your invitation to find that out and really sort of question your reaction to it and how you can maybe improve that, especially, again, with the voiceless. And some of you could be taking care of somebody who's ill also, and they can't express themselves, and they could be feeling a little bit like they're angry, but they can't express themselves appropriately. So they are getting frustrated and they don't want to be sick and dependent on somebody else. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it from the inside out, you know, like visualize yourself in that other person's capacity. Other challenges here for you guys. So we have the 7 of Swords. So it could feel like you guys are being taken advantage of to a certain degree, but that's not how it is. There's some like wild misinterpretation here that you guys can really, really flip around and resolve if you go and just start thinking about the other person. So being able to serve others selflessly, it doesn't really come naturally to a lot of cultures. So this could be extremely challenging for you, Gemini, to do that. That other challenge is just really, it's really potent, you know? So let's see an outcome here for you. Well, this is really, really good. We do have the 9 of Cups. So this is saying like, everything's going to end up where you're going to be happy and smiling. Like, take note of the color of the card. It's really golden bright, and there's tons of cups around for people to celebrate. So this is part of your journey to go through this, because it's going to help you know yourself better and why you're reacting that way, or how you can sit back and not judge and misinterpret things. And you might even come out wanting to help other people. You might want to change your career path to maybe something in medicine, or something where you're working at a shelter, or maybe you want to start volunteering a little bit more. It's going to do a total, is it 180, where you you come in at one end of the spectrum feeling like really nervous and shocked and upset, maybe a little bit annoyed, you know, but through understanding somebody else's motivations, you'll be able to understand your own much better and contribute back out to the world in a way that you probably wouldn't have thought about last month. So this is a very intriguing reading here for you. And if you're dealing with humans, I mean, you can ask them point blank questions unless they have lost the ability to speak. But for animals, you know, I really like to advocate for them because they don't have a voice. So if you have recently adopted a pet and you're thinking that it's just not working for you, imagine what it's like for them. I remember the day, like, because I adopted my dog from a rescue, and she was found way up north, and it was really cold. She was only 3 months old, so she was abandoned with her sister. And then by the time I adopted her, when she was 5 months old, she had been through, I think, 2 or 3 foster homes, you know, and passed around. So when I brought her home, she was shivering. Like, she was just absolutely terrified. And it was a very hard journey for her. So understanding that other people are on difficult journeys and being able to open up and help people and guide them and take them by the hand instead of feeling frustrated and sort of lord it over, it's going to be a life changer for you. This is going to be a life-changing experience, to soften you and open you up and to be able to have compassion for other people. So I think this is really beautiful for you, Gemini, where you can really just change the way that you think. And angel number 1155 just came up, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for you, Gemini. And I hope this resonated, and I hope it really does help if you're in a very difficult and challenging personal relationship. So guys, I'm gonna leave it there, and I love you. Bye.